This is Kunal Shah from Edelweiss. Today we have with us Mr. Rajiv Sharma, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. N.B. Gupta, Director Finance, Mr. D. Ravi, Director Commercial, and Mr. C. Gangopadhyay, Director Projects from Power Finance Corporation to discuss their financial year FY18 results. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Kunal. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to this conference call. I called this conference call to share with you PFC's FY17-18 performance and PFC's asset quality in the context of new RBI circular on 12th February 2018. Firstly, I will share a few highlights on PFC's performance. On business growth front, we have shown robust loan growth of 14% in FY17-18 as loan assets grew from rupees 2,45,500 crores to rupees 2,79,000 crores. Strong loan growth was due to high disbursement of rupees 64,400 crores in FY17-18. Strong disbursements in FY17-18 have come from 100% jump in loan refinancing of rupees 13,750 crores compared to rupees 6,900 crores last year. This will give impetus to our commissioned loan asset portfolio. Further, we saw 260% jump in renewable business of rupees 9,000 crores compared to rupees 2,500 crores last year. In my earlier conference calls, I had indicated that we were looking to diversify our borrowing portfolio. Accordingly, we raised $800 million through syndicated loans during December 17 to March 18, in addition to $400 million raised through green bonds in December 2017. Raised FCNRB loans of $460 million during December 2017 to March 2018. Raised rupees 5,000 crores through a structured deal with LIC at very competitive rate, which was well below AAA benchmark rate. Refinanced existing external commercial borrowings of $450 million in March 2018, reducing the effective cost of interest to PFC. Further, refinancing of another existing ECB of $250 million is at final stages, and reduced interest rate of interest will be effective from June 2018. Repricing of existing ECB of JPIY 43,668 million also being explored. We continue to tap 54 EC bonds on a regular basis for further reduction in cost, which is being issued at coupon of 5.75% for a period of 5 years. Based on our efforts to diversify our borrowings and cost reduction measures, our average cost of funds reduced by 23 basis points from 8.41% to 8.18%. Our capital adequacy ratio is comfortable at 20% against RBI's requirement of 15%. On profitability front, our profit in FY17-18 has shown a growth of 175%, with profit at rupees 5,855 crores as against rupees 2,126 crores profit of last year. Our spread for the year is 2.77%. We saw a fall in spread due to competitive pressures and also due to our efforts to tap more commissioned assets, which entails lower spreads. However, we expect to maintain profitability through increased volume of business. The profit for FY17-18 got positively impacted due to provision reversals on upgradation of assets, which is in line with the guidance we shared with you in our earlier conference calls. However, on the other hand, due to additional provisioning on account of applying RBI circular dated 12th February 2018 as a matter of prudence, though it was not applicable to us, our profit got impacted adversely. The adverse impact was due to additional provisioning and income reversal. Based on all these and other normal provisions made, our profit stood at rupees 5,855 crores. Let me explain why we have applied RBI circular dated 12th February 2018, though it is not applicable to NBFCs like PFC. We, being a consortium lender with banks to most of our stressed assets, we aligned with our consortium lenders and applied RBI circular of 12th February 2018. As a result of which additional NPAs were declared and related provisioning was made in Q4. Hence, we have seen a dip in Q4 profit. By applying RBI circular, additional 6 NPAs were declared in Q4, which amounts to about rupees 12,000 crores. With all this, NPA ratios for the year stand at gross NPA with RBI circular of 12th February 2018, 9.57%, and without applying 12th February RBI circular, 5.28%, which is an improvement from 12.5% of the last year. Net NPAs with RBI circular of 12th February 2018, 7.39%, and without applying 12th February 2018 RBI circular, 3.52%, which improved from 10.32% last year. With RBI circular, our net NPAs increased by 3.87%. Otherwise, our actual net NPA is only 3.52% without RBI circular of 12th February 2018, out of which 1.60% belongs to government sector and balance 1.92% belongs to private sector. Now let me explain our loan asset book. We have a total loan asset portfolio of 2,79,000 crores, out of which government sector loans are 2,28,000 crores, that is 82%. Private sector loans are rupees 51,000 crores, that is 18%. Regarding government loan book of 2,28,000 crores, government sector borrowers are servicing dues regularly. Further, we are not envisaging any stress in respect of government sector borrowers. Government NPAs will be almost nil by FY18-19 with reversal of rupees 4,600 crores. In case of private sector exposure of about rupees 51,000 crores, rupees 20,000 crores private sector loans, that is 7% of loan book, are regular in servicing their dues and we see no stress. Therefore, 89% of our total loan asset book is not having any kind of stress. Balance private loan assets of rupees 30,750 crores are stressed, for which provisions of rupees 9,524 crores are already in place. That is 31% is provided for. Now I will share with you the revival measures underway for some of the major stressed assets, as we have already shared the revival measures for all the stressed assets in the presentation uploaded on our website. GVK Ratle, a hydro project where PFC has an exposure of rupees 817 crores. Borrower has agreed for an one-time settlement and also started paying the installments, and currently we are in the process of executing the settlement agreement. Dance Energy and Siga Energy are hydro projects in Sikkim, where PFC has a total exposure of 1,000 crores. PPAs for these projects have been signed with Haryana Discom now, and shortly they will commence power supply. Hence, these projects are likely to be out of stress. Southeast UP transmission project, where PFC has an exposure of rupees 2,476 crores. Talks are on with UP PTCL, UP Power Transmission Corporation Limited for project takeover. We do not expect any significant haircut on this account. In Ratan India Nasik project, PFC has an exposure of rupees 3,000 crores. We are in talks with Government of Maharashtra for project takeover. 4 major thermal power projects are already under bidding for change of management, where PFC has an exposure of rupees 6,300 crores. These projects are GMR Chhattisgarh, where 5 bidders already submitted non-binding offers. Binding offer documents to be released today. KSK Mahanadi, where 15 expression of interest were received, 13 got qualified, and RFP is to be issued for bidding. SR Mahan, where expression of interest is to be floated in a week's time. Jhabua Power, where expression of interest was floated on 15th May. Today is the last date of submission. RKM Power Thermal Project with an exposure of rupees 5,000 crores. Borrower submitted restructuring plan, which was discussed in lenders meet. We are likely to finalize the terms of restructuring by the end of June 2018. 9 projects are being resolved under NCLT route with exposure of 8,100 crores. These are under various stages of resolution. Now let me share with you the business going forward. We have signed MOUs with the state sector utilities for about 60,000 crores. Our focus will continue to be on refinancing business to add more commission projects to our asset base. Renewable business will also be our focus area. Our high disbursement level of 64,400 crores is reflection of the changes we made to our policies, products and procedures. We will continue to align for better market offerings to capture business. Our efforts to diversify borrowings will also continue to reduce our cost of funds. Now we are open for questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touch-tone phone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Mahrukh Adjania from IDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, I just wanted to know, to check the status of Lalitpur Power.
We are not a lender in Lalitpur.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, and my other question is that you mentioned that the government of Maharashtra, you're discussing for project takeover. Is there any precedence to the state governments taking over? Does that happen?
Precedence is not there, but a committee has been constituted by Principal Secretary Power of Maharashtra. In the meeting, I was also there. This task force has met twice. They have already appointed SBI CAF for asset valuation and NTPC for technical due diligence. And in the vicinity of Nasik project, there is one Ekalhara project of Maharashtra Genco, which is 37 years old, and they are going to phase out that project. And Nasik is a load center. So they want a project, if they can get a cheaper project, then the new greenfield project, it's good for the state government.
Correct. And so in all these projects where there is bidding, or even in Ratan India where there is project takeover, what would be the rough haircut?
It's very difficult. I am not an astrologer. But definitely haircut will be there, but it will vary from project to project. Depends on the project's status.
Got it, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amit Rane from Quantum Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I have one question. That is, how much is the interest reversal for FY18 and Q4 FY18 on account of the slippages?
Just wait.
See that in Q4, for earlier period, we have reversed 265 crores.
Okay.
For the year. And
we will come back to you for the year one.
Sure, sir. And one more question, that is on yield on earning assets. It has come down by 64 basis points. So going forward, where do we see this number from 10.96% currently?
We will be able to maintain that.
Okay. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sangam Iyer from Shubhkam Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hi. So thank you for my opportunity. So just wanted to understand, you said that you have signed an MOU of 60,000 crores for refinancing and other things put together. So could you just throw some light in terms of what's the kind of disbursement and loan book growth that we are looking at for the next financial year?
This year we disbursed 64,400 crores. So definitely it will be more than that.
So, because last time in November, December, when we had a call, we had indicated a 10% growth in loan book. We have done pretty well in terms of the loan book growth. So, should we see something similar to what we have done this year? Or, what I'm trying to understand is are we now moving away from, moving towards the growth trajectory coming back?
So growth will be in the range of 10 to 15%. Because this year it is 14%.
Correct, sir. So should it be similar to what we did this year?
We will be able to maintain this between 10 to 14 to 15%.
Okay. And sir, on the provision requirement going forward, if you were to look at it, how should one be looking at the overall provisioning, given that now the additional private sector thing is also
almost for all the stressed projects except two, RKM power gen, which High Court has given us stay, but we are making a provision, but we have not declared it NPA. And another is transmission project in UP, Southeast Transmission. Except these two projects, we have already provided for all the stress projects.
And we declared NP also.
And declared NP also in line with 12th February 2018 circular, though it was not applicable to us. So it's a very, very prudent practice which we are following.
Right, sir. So going forward, how should one look at the overall provisioning for us?
Now
because this year we have taken all the pain in terms of the NPA being recognized, the provisioning also being done, which to a certain extent got helped through the restructuring reversal. So going forward, how should one be looking at the provisioning?
See, we have already made 31% provisioning on my stress assets.
Right.
And if you see next year, we are going to have a reversal of around 1,000 crore rupees of provisioning. The project which will be commissioned will be out from NPA or the restructured assets.
Correct.
So that we have a 3 or 4% cushion will come from this 1,000 also. Around 35-36% provisioning is already there. We don't feel that we have to make substantial provisioning in the coming years.
So should one be looking at at a net figure of around 300-400 crores for the year next year?
That is very difficult to say right now because that in number of cases we have gone to NCLT. It will depend on the outcome.
Yeah, but given the commentary that we indicated, the haircut expected is, to that extent the provisioning is made. So that was I was just trying to...
Depends upon the resolution being finalized for different projects. Right. And how much will be the haircut, we can't predict it at this juncture.
You see, we are now in the middle of this RBI norms, which came in February. And as per that, these 180 days of window is available for the resolution, failing which it will go for NCLT. Now we are in the process of bidding for about 4-5 projects. We are in the process of bidding, and some more projects we are taking action. So how this entire thing happens, we will know maybe in next couple of months, and by the end of August, we will definitely know that how many projects we are able to actually dissolve, and then we may come to some kind of a conclusion. But today it will be quite dicey.
And we are making all sincere efforts to resolve these 4-5 projects so that they should not go to NCLT.
Got it, sir. Sir, just one more question from my end. Given the way the yields are moving up, the cost of borrowing for us, how should how easy would it be to pass on this the cost given the kind of scenario in the sector?
During the course of the year, we have been able to reduce our cost of funds. I already explained.
But if the borrowing costs go up, then definitely we are going to increase our rates also.
Because rupee is also depreciating. That's why that's also another worry that we have, given the exposure moving from 4% to 8% as a overall borrowing.
Around more than 60% of our principal is already hedged.
Okay. So currently your what percentage of the loan book would be floating? Everything will be floating here, no?
You are talking about foreign currency loan?
No, your loan book.
Loan, yes. Loan book, we have a reset period after 3 years. In most of the cases, it's the reset after 3 years only.
So when does the next reset come in? Set in? I mean, to what percentage of the loan book there is a reset coming in terms of the yields?
We will come back to you. We have to check. Yeah.
Okay, sir. All the best, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bunty Chawla from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. There is a news article there that PFC's power projects of around 14,000 megawatt might go down into insolvency LSE, out of which 3,000 has already used peak that have already been taken an NCLT. So rest around 10,000 megawatt of around 20,000 crores. Can you throw some light on that? Is it the power private projects or it is NP already? How it is so can you throw some light on that?
Roughly 5,975 megawatt and 8,000 126 crores project. There are 7 projects.
Okay.
9 projects which are already lined up for NCLT. Either they have been admitted or they are being filed with the NCLT.
Okay. So these 8,126 crores lined up for NCLT, currently these are as an NPA on our books or restructured as on our books?
NPA already. And we have
already an NPA. Yeah. Okay, already in NPA. So rest around
38% provisioning already against NCLT loans of 8,126 crores.
Okay.
52 crore already provided for.
Okay, sir. And sir, one more thing. This standard private projects, which is currently 20,000 crores exposure, are there any chances to become an NP or turning into a restructure? How is the status currently right now? Yes.
They are roughly 7% of my loan book.
Yes,
and sir. They are regularly paying. Many of them are commission projects and we have refinanced them.
Okay.
And some are IPPs which are having good PPAs and making timely repayments.
Okay, sir. And sir, lastly, my question is, if you see the disbursement number during this quarter was around 26,000 crores, out of which private sector has been the huge chunk of it is around 7,000 crores. So can you share to what borrowers or any status on that or any light on that? What is about 7,000 crores?
Actually, this time there is a jump in renewable fund refinancing. Because last year we disbursed around 2,500 crores for renewable. This time we have disbursed around 9,000 crores. And many projects in renewable sector has been refinanced. Means they are already commissioned, there is no risk. Timely payments are being made. They are getting payments. They have all PPAs, so risk is very, very less.
Okay, sir. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rukun Tarachandani from Kotak Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Hi. You mentioned that there are 4 or 5 projects which are currently not lined up for NCLT and wherein you have this 180-day period wherein you are trying to find a resolution. What is the total outstanding amount for these 4 or 5 projects?
Like GMR Chhattisgarh, one is GMR Chhattisgarh, 2 into 685 megawatt, where 5 bidders already submitted non-binding offers. Another is KSK Mahanadi. Our exposure is 3,300 crores. Another project is SR Mahan, where EOI is to be floated in a week's time and our exposure is 1,300 crores. Another is Jhabua Power, where EOI was floated on 15th May and today is the last date of submission. And our exposure is 764 crores.
Understood. So these are the 4 projects which, which are currently you are trying to find a resolution.
Resolution.
Can you give us a rough
RKM Power Gen is also there.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And can you give us a rough sense on what will be the provisioning, cumulative provisioning for this? Because it will get us a sense of what might be the incremental provisioning needed, if things don't go our way in the coming quarters.
All these projects are already NPA. We have already made a provision, but it's very difficult whether if we are able to resolve this good 31% already done and what will happen if they go to NCLT, it will be difficult to predict at this moment. And if we are able to resolve and change of developer is there, so it will be reversed also.
Understood.
And these are projects. And having KSK Mahanadi is having PPA for 4 units.
Right.
Jhabua Power is having PPA for 71% capacity. So, they are good projects.
Understood. And can you give us some sense on the margin trajectory NIMs going forward? What is your expectation for the next year?
NIM.
We expect that we'll be in position to maintain that present level of NIM. This year it was 2.77.
That is, interest spread was 2.77.
3.76. NIM was 3.76. So we expect that we will be in position to maintain the same in the current year also.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rohan Mandora from Equirus Securities. Please go ahead.
Sir, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, can you help me understand the movement of gross NPA in private sector during the quarter from 8,690 crores to 21,687? How much came in from due to this RBI saying how much came slipped from the restructured accounts which are already there as of December, and what came from outside of these two?
Because of this 12th February 2018 circular, we have declared KSK Energy, Jhabua Power, Ratan India Amravati project, Ratan India Nasik project, Lanco Amarkantak, Dance Energy, 6 projects as NPA.
Right.
And because of this, our NPA, gross NPA has increased to 9.57%, which was 5.28% without this RBI circular.
Total amount is 12,000 crores.
And total amount is 12,000 crores. These 6 projects.
And 950 crores provisioning.
And 950 crores of provisioning.
Okay, so 12,000 came due to the circular. And other than that, because like 8,700 plus 12 is around 19,000. And so there's still a gap around 2,000 odd crores. So that thing is the normal slippages outside of any restructuring?
One is GMR project.
GMR project, which is around 1,000 crores.
Okay.
East Coast, we have made 200 crores. East Coast, we have made NP.
The other project is East Coast, which is 200 crores.
Okay. So both of these were standard on our books and which we had downgraded during the quarter. Okay. Sure. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Giriraj Daga from KM Visaria Family Trust. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, team. Just wanted to understand, like, the incremental disbursement, what are the incremental yields we are getting if we are going for the fully safe project? What are the rates we are currently getting?
Refinancing has been from 9.6% to 11%. Depends on the project.
Our average is 10.2.
Average is around 10.25, 10.3%.
10.215. So would that be not the situation that we are looking at incrementally the spreads getting contract because our incremental yields are about 10.253 while our currents are about 10.7?
See that, and that is 8.7. You see in the month of March, it was around 8% only. So you should compare the 10.30 with the 8% only.
Okay, so we expect still the 2.3, 2.4% kind of a spread to be maintained.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sudhanshu Totla from Paradise Merchants Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Your results are very good.
Sudhanshu, you're not clearly audible.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
You see, thanks. Your results are very good. But why the market is not giving where is the credibility gap? You are showing a EPS of 22 rupees, dividend of 7 rupees 80 paisa. Even then you are, I think, in terms of PE, it is the lowest in the all shares.
Sir,
why it is so?
You are also one of the investors. You have to try to convince them. That make me disappointed that in spite of such wonderful results, market is not recognizing it. But what can I do? I am a government company. I have limited resources and I have limited interactions with the investors.
Yeah, but it seems that there is some credibility gap. They are not they are not having the confidence in the figures of your NPAs or restructure or something like that.
We are so transparent. I am sharing everything with you and our presentation. This time we have tried to clarify each and everything so that there is no ambiguity at all. And anytime you can approach us, our finance team, we are always open. We are a government company. How can we hide or conceal anything?
See, kindly see our presentation which we have loaded on our website. We have given the status of each and every project.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mahrukh Ajania from IDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hi. So, just wanted to check that the GMR project also which slipped during the quarter, which was that?
GMR Chhattisgarh actually, we had invoked this SDR and in January it completed 18 months. So it became NP on 29th January.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And now it is under bidding process.
Yes, that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prashant Jain from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Congratulations on good results. So my question is, what is the difference in the settlement or loan, the NPA resolution process outside the NCLT and in the NCLT? I mean, what are the 2-3 key differences?
Before going to NCLT, we are trying to resolve these are some good projects like KSK Energy, Jhabua Power. KSK is having a PPA for 4 units. GMR Chhattisgarh is a good project. It is commissioned. It is super critical units. They are not Chinese units and it is generating even today. So we are thinking that there will be less haircut if we are able to resolve before going to NCLT. We are making all sincere efforts to resolve these 4-5 projects, RKM, KSK Energy, Jhabua, GMR Chhattisgarh, before NCLT, because after 31st August, all these projects has to go to NCLT. We don't have any other option. So we are making all sincere efforts along with other lenders to resolve these projects.
No, sir, I appreciate that and I understand that. My question was that what are the key differences in the process of resolution outside NCLT and NCLT? I mean, effectively, why should one be successful if the other one is unsuccessful?
You see, these are actually different phases of resolution. The phase 1 is that the lenders try themselves within the consortium to resolve and arrive at the win-win situation, which may be more rewarding in terms of haircuts, etc. So therefore, if that phase 1 is successful, it doesn't go to NCLT. NCLT is again a statutory process. So therefore, when you enter...
I appreciate that. My question is that when you are trying to do amendment change outside the NCLT, here again you will call for expression of interest, then you will call for bidding and all that. So broadly the NCLT process is also same. So, I mean, if it fails out, I mean, what can make it fail outside which NCLT, which under NCLT can be successful? What are those factors?
If you see the RBI circular or 12th February, you must have seen that the phase 1, that is where the lenders are trying for a resolution outside NCLT is more flexible. There can be a resolution of 3-4 types. One is that I can pursue with the borrower to make the payments, number 1. Number 2 is that we can go for some kind of restructuring scheme. Number 3 could be, there could be a change in management. So there are, various options available there. Change of management is only one option out of the 4. However, when it goes to NCLT, the change of management is inevitable. So therefore, in terms of flexibility, if you talk in terms of flexibility of restructuring, NCLT will obviously restrict it in terms of only one option. Whereas outside NCLT, within that 180 days window available, I have some kind of flexibility and I can try my hand for change of promoter or doing a restructuring without the change of promoter also. And whichever turns out to be more rewarding. So therefore flexibility is more, and therefore the attempt of the lenders, the first attempt of the consortium is always to have a resolution within that framework of 180 days. Failing which, it goes to NCLT. NCLT has got pros and cons. As I said, it's a statutory process and it's a time limit, of course, is given. Nowadays, time limit is given for both the phases. But in NCLT, there will be claims for all the stakeholders, and therefore ultimately a resolution will be found, if at all a resolution is found. And since there is a time limit and since all these liabilities are disclosed, so therefore under NCLT, we feel, as lenders, we feel that under NCLT, the amount of haircut that we have to take perhaps will be more than in the first phase, where there is some amount of flexibility available with us.
Understood. And so one second question from me is that these projects, the 4 major thermal projects and the few others where you are trying to resolve them outside the NCLT, what is the debt level per megawatt broadly, sir? And the second related question is, you mentioned you are getting 5 EOIs and 15 EOIs for different projects. What are the type of companies that are expressing interest? Without taking names, if you could give some sense.
Actually, per megawatt cost is around more than 8 crores per megawatt, 8 to 8.5 or 7 to 8 you can say. And type of investors are ILFS, your Torrent Power, your Adani, JSW,
funds also there.
And some funds are also there.
And so what is the, what is the cost of a new comparable power plant nowadays? If one were to set up?
I think supercritical will be 7, even NTPC is setting up plants, it is 7.5 crores per megawatt, 7 to 7.5 crores per megawatt.
So broadly the debt is close to the current replacement costs, broadly.
Yeah, more or less.
So, in case, okay. Oh, no, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Saraf from Deutsche Bank. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my question. Just one question on this interest reversal. So, sir, going forward, because this quarter NIM has been depressed, means declined due to interest reversal. So, how do you see it panning out for the coming year? And also in the same regard, so on slide number 23, you have broken down the private sector loans. Even there is 4124 crore of standard but stressed. So, which is roughly 13% of the private sector stress. So, what is this loan, and means whom have we given this to? And can this slip? Can this lead to some interest reversal in the coming year?
Southeast or
RKM
Power Gen, where we have 5,000 crores exposure.
1,000 is there in standard.
1,000 is already standard. And another Southeast transmission, 2,500 crores. 3,000. These 2 projects are there.
2 major projects.
So just on this margin things, probably I missed the earlier question, I think somebody asked on the margin. So if you can share your assessment of the margin going forward. So do you expect that the interest reversal which were big this year could probably drop out next year?
our interest spread is this year 2.77%. And we are hopeful to maintain this.
Quarter 2.65. So we are
and quarter is also 2.65. So we will be maintaining almost there. But volume is also increasing in business.
See that most of the assets have already been categorized as NPA, and we are not accounting for any income on these assets. So we are not expecting any reversals, at least now in coming days.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nilanjan Karfa from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I'm just looking at this slide 26 where we talk of roughly 8,100 megawatt of capacity, right? In many of these, you are suggesting there is a management change underway. Just want to understand, how do you get, is it management change or promoter change? And if it's management change, how is the payment structure going to change?
No, it's change of management only.
Change of promoters.
Change of promoters. I think we are using that as synonymously.
Okay, because change in management does not change the character of the project or the financial status of the project.
We are expecting
promoters.
It should be promoters, right, sir?
Promoters,
yeah.
Okay, and similarly in the next one, specifically the RKM Power Gen, if you are restructuring, we would have to classify it as NPL or we don't have to?
Actually, High Court has given us a stay. There is some stay from High Court that we can't declare it NPA, but we are providing in this RKM already 10%.
Yeah, right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dhruv Muchala from Motilal Oswal Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you. So just to understand the NCLT process, so for instance, if a plant goes in NCLT and there's not much of interest like it happened for Lanco, and it eventually goes to liquidation. So do the existing contracts, just get expired, existing PPAs expire, and so the value of the asset will depreciate like anything, or is it not the case?
See, at the moment we cannot really expand in these ideas because other than this Lanco case, we do not have much other examples so far because in most of the cases we are now trying to do some kind of resolution, and maybe in the next 2-3 months the situation will become clearer. The Lanco example that you gave is to be seen in a different light because this LITL was not really a power project. It is basically a contractor, EPC contractor and developer of power projects. But we are talking in terms of actual power projects. So when the actual power projects with certain amount of valuation go to NCLT, there will be investors for such projects, and there will be a lot of interest in the market. I mean, at this point of time, we can only say this.
Okay. But is there a sense if it goes into liquidation, do the contracts expire, and that is why it is best to get it done before the NCLT process starts?
I could not get the question exactly.
The point is, if it goes into liquidation, if the process goes into liquidation, do the existing contracts expire? And that is the reason we prefer to get it done before the NCLT. Because there is a risk if there is no interest in NCLT, the project will go into liquidation, and if the contracts expire...
Well, this is also... this also cannot be answered at this point of time, because generally in the PPA there is an enabling provision. And in case it goes into NCLT, the PPA may get cancelled also, but it's not a certain thing. In certain cases, the PPA may also stay. It depends on the buyer and seller. Basically, if the PPA is quite rewarding to the DISCOM, I don't think there is any reason for the DISCOM to cancel the PPA simply because the management is changing. So in days to come, these issues will get resolved. We will come to know. And in any case, all these projects, they have a viability criteria, and If they meet those viability criteria, they can always sell their power.
Okay. Sure, sir. And sir, secondly, you said 31st August is the date before which all these will go into NCLT. So why is that 31st August? And I mean, how is that coming out?
From 1st March, because 12th February circular says that within 180 days, all accounts more than 2,000 crores should be resolved within 180 days or go to NCLT. No other option is available.
Except in those cases where the asset becomes NPA after 1st March. Then it will be counted for that day.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gaurav Jawar from Systematic Shares and Stock. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for the opportunity and congratulations for the good results, sir. So my question is that since RBI circular is not applicable to us, then what amount of profit would have been without RBI circular? If we have not applied RBI circular, then what amount of profit would be there? For the
we have made a provision of 950 crore rupees. We have declared around 12,000 crore rupees of assets as NPA due to this RBI circular. Had it not been done, the provision of 950 crore which we have made would not have been there. So my profit would have gone by 1,000 plus some income reversals also.
So that means the PAT would have been around close to 1,800 crore.
See, the reversal figures I don't have right now.
But it should have been more than 7,000 crores.
Yes.
Definitely more than 7,000 crores. I am not giving the exact number. We have to see the reversal.
The reversal is 950, so it definitely would be more than 7,000.
More than 7,000 crores.
And sir, since you said that being a government company, you don't have the resources, so much of resources to meet out the investors. So being a listed company, you can always meet to investors, sir. And you have the full power.
I was saying on a lighter side, but like a private company, I don't interact so much with the investors.
Then, sir, who stops you to meet the investors? Actually, I think we should do it.
We are meeting on 31st in Bombay.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prashant Jain from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Sir, my question is this new power bill which is likely to be introduced in the monsoon session. What are the key provisions there? What are the implications, and do you think this will become a reality? I mean, on paper it looks too good.
Frankly speaking, I am not clear about this. Ministry has not yet sought our comments, so I can't comment. Maybe state utilities must have been asked their views, must have given their views. We are not very clear.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bunty Chawla from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Just one data point. As you said, these are going under NCLT and few have already gone under NCLT. And you have a provision coverage of around 31-32%. So should we understand that these provisions have to be moved to 50% as RBI has told for the banks, those who are under NCLT?
For these projects, there is no guidance from the RBI. So at this juncture, we can't say. That was for initial projects, initial 12 projects which went under IBC. For us, it's not there.
Okay. Okay.
38% provisioning is already there.
But if you see 12th February circular, it very clearly says that whatever the RBI issue instruction for this excess provisioning on NCLT cases will be limited to only those projects, not for any new projects.
Okay. 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 So it's...
And for NCLT cases, we have made a provision around 38%.
Okay. Okay. So it's not it's no rule to be increased to 50% as such. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Due to time constraints, we will take the last question from the line of Siddharth Mehta, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, hello. First of all, I want to thank you guys for making the efforts, because I know that you must be making sincere efforts to try and resolve the cases before they go into NCLT, which is never an easy task. So I appreciate the management's work here. My question is related to the wind power projects going forward. Will you be funding these projects going forward, and do you see them as viable projects over the next 1 or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years?
Sir, today was my board meeting. One project I have 1,000 crores I have refinanced. Today we have approved. And in my 9,000 crores sanction disbursement last year, many wind projects and solar projects were there which we have refinanced. And from major good groups, Continuum, Matra. So we are always on lookout for good projects in renewable space.
Okay. All right. And one other question.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And one question which is very similar to the earlier question asked by the earlier gentleman, and that is the provisioning that you're saying 38% for NCLT cases and roughly 30% for the non-NCLT. 31%. 31%. For 31% is for NCLT?
No. All. Total.
Total is 31 and NCLT cases are 38%.
Yeah.
Provisioned.
Yeah.
So, have there been any experience for you as to what percentage of the haircut is likely when the companies are going into NCLT and not going into NCLT?
We have not yet reached that stage. So, it varies from project to project. In power sector, every project is a complicated project in itself. So, it's very difficult to assess, frankly speaking.
So, on an average, you feel that 38% is approximately the right number?
I can't say that also.
Another thing is, we must tell you that we are getting a lot of interest in the projects where we are going for bidding. So, therefore, the market is taking a lot of interest, and therefore, we believe that the situation is not really as gloomy as it was thought to be earlier.
All right.
Therefore, there is a lot of interest in power projects in the market.
Okay. And last question, and this relates to, as you know, which is not your industry, but a lot of the public sector banks have been coming up with NPAs quarter after quarter, and every quarter they tell us now that the worst is over. So what is your feeling? Is it that we have finally reached a stage where the worst is actually over, or this is just always thing that is unpredictable and management is doing its best, but then nobody can predict anything? Are we there, or we are finally at a stage where we have some level of confidence?
I can't talk about banks. I can talk about PFC, where our exposure to government sector is 82% out of 2,80,000 crores. And 7% private sector is also, there is no stress. So 89% of my loan book is very safe. So I am fully confident that on 89% there are no issues. On 11% there are some issues, but out of those 11% projects also, some are having good PPA, some are having FSA also, and we are making sincere efforts with the support of state governments, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Finance, but it's very difficult in a democratic society to find a resolution because a small lender who is having an exposure of 10-20 crores, he can block the resolution process. And in some projects, there are as many as 27 lenders. So you will appreciate when this joint lender forum has been abolished by RBI. So how to reach a consensus among these lenders, it's a difficult job. And only we have declared all stress projects as NPA except 4 projects. RKM, Siga Power is a hydro project, and a transmission project in UP, and Haldia project in West Bengal.
All right. So good luck to yourself and your entire team in resolving these issues in the coming future.
We are sincerely resolving with the support of investors.
Well, we can
investors like you, and you keep on encouraging and inspiring us.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So this is one of the
that
best
was the last question. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Kunal Shah for closing comments.
Yeah, thank you entire top management team of Power Finance Corporation for patiently answering all the questions and also sharing such a detailed project-wise disclosure. And thank you all the participants for being on the call. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Kunal. Thank you. And all the investors, thank you very much for guiding us in the growth of the company. Thank you.